This is Jay Johnson projecting onto Trump everything he is. The guy that's going to run the election says you can't have Trump. He's disqualified. There's no conflict of interest. He shouldn't recuse himself. And again, I'm a Chinese jet pilot. Here it is.
As the Secretary of Homeland Security, I have avoided responding to the political season and what candidates have said running for president. However, I believe that it's the responsibility of those of us in national security and homeland security when a leading candidate for office proposes something that is irresponsible, probably illegal, unconstitutional, and contrary to international law, un-American, and will actually hurt our efforts at homeland security and national security, we have to speak out.
And he goes on to
Americans, we need to speak out, okay? The Department of Homeland Security is an unconstitutional entity. They are an unconstitutional entity, okay? The Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution, that is Article 4 of the Bill of Rights, okay? It says, the right of the people to be secure to their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, the Department of Homeland Security, one of its agencies is the TSA that you see at airports, okay? This is the TSA. This is them taking Americans' possessions, okay? I just read Article 4 to you. They improperly search Americans. And this is a actual communist ridden agenda where when the government purposely starts placing their hands on you, that is part of them saying that they own you. This is what communist countries do before they become full-bred communist countries. Okay, as you can see here, this is pretty tame compared to some of the things that they do. They actually cause people to take their clothes off and touch their private parts, and this is the government telling you that they own you. Okay, it's completely unconstitutional according to the amendment that I just read to you, and this is just one example. Okay, the Department of Homeland Security is an entity that has been created by the establishment that controls America. Okay, these people have come in unlawfully because they control our president, they control our politicians, they create agencies through those politicians, and this is an agency that has been created on their behalf. Okay, they are the lying machine establishment, the government media complex. They control the media. They have a eugenics. Main objective for the world, and I'll leave it to you to look into eugenics. But eugenics is about population control. It's about killing people. Eugenics is something that Hitler used. He was a eugenicist. He really believed that blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryans were the highest evolved people in the world. And he believed that Jews and black people were they were like animals, and so he had a hierarchy of people. In the middle were the Slavs, and at the very bottom were Jewish people and black people. And so he treated them like animals. That's why he killed so many of them. The Department of Homeland Security is just like Adolf Hitler's brown coats. Adolf Hitler's used the brown coats as his little gang, and they were his right hand, his strong right arm that he would use literally like a gang, an unconstitutional entity in the Weimar Republic. Exact same thing that's going on here with the Department of Homeland Security. My friends, if we don't stand up for the law that I just read to you, okay, then our Constitution is going to be null and void. Okay, we're not going to have a country any longer. Keep in mind that our brothers and sisters, our ancestors who gave us this country, they died for this Constitution. The very least that we can do, especially those working in these unconstitutional organizations like the Department of Homeland Security and others, many will say, Joe, come on, you think you're going to stop stop people from doing their job. But that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. You must stand up for your country before you go along with this unconstitutional agenda, because we're all going to lose in the end. All right. Now, I just wanted to show you. So that is it. I don't know if you know what's going on here. What preceded this video that I showed you is the fact, there was much conversation about this before they actually showed this leader of the Department of Homeland Security, one of Obama's yes men. That's all he is. Obama has yes men all around him. That's why he can get away with everything that he gets away with, and because the establishment that has a coup d'etat here in America, they now control America. We no longer have an American government. The president is not the president. He was put in there by lies through voter fraud, which is just, voter fraud is something that is commonplace in communist countries, and America is moving toward communism in like a locomotive, and they're trying to implement it right now. And that's why this guy Trump and others have been sounding the alarm that beware, because that's what they have planned. So what preceded what they were talking about in this video is the fact. Now, if you don't know this is critical. Okay, they're going to use what Obama is trying to do, another executive order, by making the Department of Homeland Security, putting all American elections into the hands of the Department of Homeland Security and the United Nations. All right? Did you hear what I just said? To put all American elections in the hands of the Department of Homeland Security and the United Nations. Do you know how unbelievably corrupt, communistic, and traitorous, and seditious, and treasonous that is? I mean, that is against everything that Americans stand for. You guys, if we don't stand up, it's over. I've said it over and over. We have got to stand up. You do not go along with unconstitutional laws, my friends. If you do, you lose your country. Here's an example. In the 20s, prohibition came into being. They created a law called prohibition. Well, the people of America did not follow that law, and so soon after, prohibition was no longer a law. You see, we the people have the power in America. If we don't go along with their unconstitutional actions, then those unconstitutional actions will not come to pass in our country. And that is what I'm trying to say. We must stand up. If we don't stand up, we're going to be in a position where we no longer have the choice to stand up. Okay? They're going to clearly take away our First Amendment and our Second Amendment. We're going to be in a position where we're staring down a gun barrel. Okay? If we don't start standing up, it's over. Now is the time. If they get the witch into office, she is their crony, and it's all over. Okay? The reason they don't like this guy right here, Trump, is because they know if he gets in, then the party is over. Okay? And that's worldwide. China's not going to be doing as much business with us because he's going to bring business back to America. Mexico's not going to be making all the money that they're making from America keeping its border open. And they're not going to get all the perks that they've been getting, making billions of dollars because that border is open, because of our relations, our unconstitutional relationship with Mexico. The party is over for Mexico. The party is over for China. That's why China is talking about war with America. Do the research. Because that's why everybody in the world, all of the higher-ups are against Donald Trump, because he's standing up for the real America, the one that our ancestors died to give us. Okay? I believe that he is the best presidential candidate, one of the best presidential candidates in America's history. When you hear these people talking badly about him, and I've asked these people, well, what's so bad about him? And nothing they say has any value. You know, constitutionally, nothing they say has anything to do with the Constitution. It's just everything. When you hear people talking badly about it, it's mostly, what I have found is it's because those people are brainwashed. They keep listening to the government-controlled lying machine media. That is right. They are called the lying machine, and that is why people speak badly about him, because they just continually are indoctrinated by the propaganda put out by the Communist News Network and CNN, and all the others like MSNBC. So, my friends, that is it. Until next time, take care and God bless.